and gentlemen, welcome once again to CHIKARA's Podcast-A-Go-Go, your weekly dose of CHIKARA's brand of pro wrestling. My name is Gavin Loudspeaker. Ladies and gentlemen, this week I'd like to talk to you about the very bizarre, the very unorthodox, the very dangerous Delirious. He has amassed an army of Ultra Mantis Black's enemies, Obarian, Kodama, and Kobold, the Batiri, as well as Ophidian, the Serpent Spirit, who he has assigned the duty of Field General. Let's take a look right now at Ophidian in action commanding his charges, the Batiri, as they take on the Wink Vavasaur-made trio of the Swarm.
Bryce Remsburg alongside Gavin Loudspeaker. Nice looking crowd here in Indianapolis, Indiana.
A beautiful Egyptian room, and all roads point to King of Trios.
That's absolutely true.
The biggest tournament in all of professional wrestling, and we are looking at two of the premier trios in that tournament right now. Of course, the Batiri, been teaming up for quite a while here in Chikara.
Yes.
Their opponents, Deviant and Combat Ant, and their prisoner of war,
Absolutely.
Soldier Ant.
Some say that stands for prisoner of Wink. I think either of them would be true. Of course, Wink Vavasaur with this complicated mathematical ridiculous Chikara system has dictated that the most efficient ant trio involves Soldier Ant, Combat Ant, and Deviant. Well, remains to be seen as they haven't really quite been on the same page. In fact, just last night in Milwaukee,
They haven't been in the same library.
You're absolutely right. And Soldier Ant actually struck Combat Ant, leading to them losing just last night to another Vavasaurian-made trio.
And you know that this has really got to...
Sugar Dunkerton, Chuck Taylor, and Icarus. Anyhow.
This has really got to sting Soldier Ant. He's such a competitor. He wants to get in there and he wants to win at any cost.
I feel as if he agrees with us, even from the ring apron. Now, you say yourself, Kevin, this guy takes his orders only from the Chikarmi, not from Deviant, not from Combat Ant, and having a real problem assimilating to the way the Swarm does things.
Well, I don't really feel like Soldier Ant was taking orders there. I think he was doing what he feels was best for the team.
Yeah. But I mean, really, teamwork is the name of the game. You mentioned, Gavin, yourself, all roads lead to King of Trios. We're just 4 weeks away from September 14, 15, and 16 in Easton, Pennsylvania. And if you can't function as a team, if you're not even in the same library, you're never going to win King of Trios.
That's not a good sign
and Soldier Ant's been there. He's been to the dance. He's a 2011 1/3 The Colony. That's Fire Ant, Green Ant, and Soldier Ant were King of Trios last year. I'm sure he'd like to repeat, but maybe not under these circumstances.
I was going to say that's probably a sore topic with Soldier Ant as well.
I don't know how.
Colony was looking forward to being the first back-to-back King of Trios.
And they didn't even have a chance to enter due to Wink Vavasaur. I don't know how you have a tournament. The biggest weekend in Chikara history. You remember 2011 King of Trios. The Colony wins. He doesn't even put him in this year. I don't know what this guy's thinking, but that's a story for another day. Right now.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. Math is just not my thing.
Yes, yes. And clearly logic is not Wink Vavasaur's thing. They're too busy with telegrams and whatnot, whatever he's doing in his office. But right now, Kodama in there with Combat Ant. The Batiri really coming into their own, as you mentioned, as one of our premier trios.
Absolutely.
This year. And really just, I mean, this is it's either their first King of Trios or the first King of Trios that they've been this version of the Batiri. And I think Obarian, Kodama, and Kobold, believe it or not, it pains me to say it, maybe one of the odds-on favorites going into Easton next month.
So there you saw the Wink Vavasaur-created swarm of Combat Ant, Deviant, and Soldier Ant in a losing effort. Well, recently, we saw the end of Combat Ant's career at King of Trios, courtesy of one Lightning Mike Quackenbush. Well, let's go back now to Indiana, where Mike Quackenbush issued more of his cold, hard justice against former Gekido member 17.
Running in Indianapolis, Mike Quackenbush and Jigsaw wasting no time here. Jig through the curtainway and Quack through the crowd. No love lost between these four gentlemen. Quack over the top. Gavin Loudspeaker.
Apologies for not getting my introductions finished. I couldn't finish them. Mike Quackenbush wasting no time. His target, 17 in the shard, and he went right at them, Bryce.
What that fiery entrance here from Quack. You saw Jig limping, not having a good night last night in Milwaukee, but woo!
Mike Quackenbush had an excellent night in Milwaukee.
Busted out the big stuff. Haven't seen this in quite a while. Mike feeling quite all right after that big victory. Big victory over Colt Cabana last night in Milwaukee. Now the Shard thrown to the proverbial wolves, and Jig waiting for him because of that brain buster, but the Shard slipping out the back door.
Jigsaw with his eyes has had his eyes on the Shard for quite some time.
Oh man, Jigsaw maybe thought better of that immediately. That bad knee at the hands. It was a singles contest last night in Milwaukee. Jigsaw defeating 17 via disqualification, a blatant, flagrant foul by 17. For a guy that knows so many moves, a punt to the lower extremities I didn't think would be one of them.
But that's move number 13.
I guess so. Anyhow, though, disqualification victory for Jigsaw, not the one he wanted here, and feeling the effects all the way down I-65 here to Indianapolis today. Mike perhaps a little worse for wear himself, Gavin.
You wouldn't know by watching right now. Here comes Mike Quackenbush with a stomp right to the heart, if he has one, of 17. So. The black heart of 17.
You're absolutely right. These two, no strangers. This tag team match, actually a return match from a Toronto event back in March. That match ended 17 in the Shard victorious, and Mike Quackenbush spent a night in a hospital in Toronto with a fractured wrist, I believe. They met again. The Trocadero, Philadelphia pay-per-view Chikara Rex in 17 left Philadelphia with 2 broken fingers. So no love lost and no broken bones, I believe, have been forgotten between these two in particular, Gavin.
Team been trying to get under Quack's skin for a long time, wearing those lightning bolts on his ring gear, mocking the moniker of Lightning Mike Quackenbush and claiming that he knows the 17 moves that Quack doesn't know.
I don't know about that. I don't know if there's any Mike doesn't know. The master of 1,000 of them. And in fact, at the end of that contest, that Chikara Rex, that 10-man tag that Team Chikara stood tall in, Mike actually said something we later learned. He warned 17. He said, don't ever come back here. Don't ever show your face again. We hadn't seen 17 until last night in Milwaukee. He showed his face, and I think, unfortunately for 17, he may be fixing to find out exactly what happened.
So there you have it. Very uncharacteristic display of ruthless aggression by one Lightning Mike Quackenbush. And this was not taken very kindly by his partner Jigsaw, as some of you in Cleveland found out. Ladies and gentlemen, next week on the Go-Go, we're going to be wrapping up our coverage of Indiana, as season 11 is, well, it's just about over. But we still got one more. December 2nd, the Trocadero in our hometown of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Chikara will make its season finale. Be there, ladies and gentlemen, as we rock the Troc one more time on December 2nd. For everyone here at Chikara, my name is Gavin Loudspeaker. See you next week.